Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K. I find it so hilarious how predictable people are and how I can predict already. As I said on my previous video, when I made this video, GTA 6, it's a done deal for November 19th. Um, I knew how people are going to be down on the comments. And this also proves my case in point that people love to defend their purchase. And I've noticed this. It's not just with people on the internet. It's like with everyone. With your relatives, with your brother, with your sister, with your close friends. Everyone wants to justify their purchase, right? Or if their favorite team loses, they want to make an excuse. Yeah, well, yeah, he was hurt. His knee was bad, so he couldn't. The running back couldn't run that fast, and the quarterback, his elbow, was also injured. So it's excuses, excuses, excuses. Everyone wants to justify their purchase. This is not true for me. I don't justify anything. I always acknowledge positives and negatives. You know, um, People ask me, what about Nintendo Switch 2? I just couldn't find any negatives with Nintendo Switch 2 so far. The console runs great, no issues, no problems. I tested so many games, I never had any issues. Now, I did criticize Nintendo for their greed, because they're very greedy when it comes to their exclusive first party games that they have from Nintendo. But they always been greedy. Every product that I review, I always acknowledge positives and negatives. Everything that I review. Um, but when you look at people, they just love justifying their purchase. And this is like a very common theme. There's a pattern to this. If you look at the pattern, especially like on a social media, on the internet, if you just scroll down through the comments and Reddit and all these other places like Discord, Facebook groups, etc., etc., it's just people defending their purchase. And look, I get it. You spend $1,000, you're like, man, I need to defend this purchase. Um, and why are you in such a need to defend your purchase? Why can't you just enjoy what you purchase? Me, when I purchase something, I don't need to justify it. I purchase it because I want it to. I didn't purchase it because I want to advertise it to everyone, to tell everybody, look at this miracle that I purchased. This is the greatest miracle of all time. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about my video that I made yesterday, where I made a video called GTA 6. It's a done deal for November 19th based on what I have researched, okay? And there's comments down there. When you read the comments, there's this one comment in particular by this guy, Martin Liftfield. He says the PS5 Pro, he couldn't even type the PS5 together, so he was in such a hurry to type in you know, to be the first one to express his, you know, justifiable $1,000 purchase of his PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro GPU is about 67% more powerful. Don't know where you got your info from. It's a huge difference. I'm almost certain it will be close to 60 FPS all of the time. First of all, Martin Liftfield, I got my source from yours truly, okay? You know who I'm talking about. Mark Cerny. I'm well aware that RDNA 2 it's a little bit more powerful than PS5. I'm well aware that they're using a more advanced RDNA 2. It's still the same GPU, but it's a more advanced RDNA 2. It has more working groups. Okay, it has 32 working groups, and it's a slightly faster CPU GPU than the one on the actually the CPU is still the same. I'm sorry. The CPU it's still the same. It's just the GPU that has 32 working groups. So why is GPU a little bit more bumped up? The reason the GPU is a little bit more bumped up is so that way they can utilize the PSSR too. dynamic scaling resolution. Okay, so just because a GPU is slightly a little bit more powerful doesn't necessarily means it will be able to handle some of these heavy-duty games, especially the big behemoth like a Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay, even a 4070 that I have, it's struggling, and my 4070 mops the floor with your PS5 Pro. My gaming laptop with an i9 processor and 4070, it's mopping the floor with that PS5 Pro. Okay, and then some, and then some. And it's still using deep learning super sampling to achieve a performance, peak performance of 60 FPS or 120 FPS. So you're trying to tell me that your console can do something extraordinary, that the slightly a little bit more powerful GPU can do something extraordinary. Listen, this is not about me being right and wrong. This is about being realistic, okay? PS5 Pro, it's not RDNA 3, okay? It's a RDNA 2. It's still the same GPU, just a little bit more powerful to be able to handle dynamic scaling resolution. Now, look at all the games that we have. 1440p, everything's 1440p. 60 FPS, 1440p, 1440p. There's not one game that reaches 1900p at 60 FPS. It's all 1440p. And these are like mediocre games. They're not like an extraordinary big games. And even those games, they're still like at 1440p, 60 FPS. So you're trying to tell me that a PS5 Pro with the RDNA 2, just a slightly little bit more powerful GPU, and the same CPU, it's going to be able to render this huge behemoth called Grand Theft Auto 6 with all of the moving parts, very complex moving parts that the game has, which Rockstar has already explained that. It's a very complex engine. Are you trying to tell, even Digital Foundry has already acknowledged that, this very complex engine, are you trying to tell me that the PS5 Pro with a slightly a little bit more powerful GPU, okay, which is still the same GPU, RDNA 2, Mark Cerny calls it RDNA 2X. Are you trying to tell me that PS5 Pro will be able to render 60 FPS at 1080p? Now, if that's achievable, and we don't know that, I'll be more than happy to purchase PS5 Pro. I already said I'll be the first person. I'll be among the first person to go to my nearest Best Buy, Walmart, or GameStop and purchase it for $1,000, or maybe I can find it cheaper for $700. Maybe I can find a used, scratched up PS5 Pro at the GameStop. Keep my fingers crossed. Keep my fingers crossed, right? But how could you be so confident? See, that's the problem with these comments, dude. Just because it's 67% more powerful doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be able to handle this huge behemoth. Okay? In past 2 years, we have seen that this little extra percentage of power really didn't unlock much for the developers. They're still stuck at 1440p. Yes, they can bring 60 frames per second, but you're getting a dynamic scaling resolution of 1440p. You're not getting a pristine, crystal clear, detailed native 1440p. You're not even getting a native 1440p, my guy. Martin Liftfield, you're not even getting a native 1440p, my guy. You're getting a 1080p scaled or 1440p scaled resolution that varies and scales between 1080p, 1440p, depending where they are on the level. So you're trying to tell me that somehow this PS5 Pro that's now 2 years old with this little extra boost in the GPU and the bottleneck CPU, that somehow it's going to be able to render 60 FPS on this huge behemoth called the Grand Theft Auto 6. Listen, This is not about me being right or being wrong. Look, I'm doing walkthroughs on James Bond, and I'm glad that I was wrong about the James Bond. You know, but I had my skepticism because I didn't see enough to give my, praises for the game. But now that the game is out, now that I have, seen the game, I'm giving it its proper praises. All right. That's how I operate. I don't operate on wishful thinking. I don't operate on, justifying my purchase. But you guys, this guy, and who's this? Big girls don't cry. Well, you seems to be crying right here, preaching this whole 67%. I think these guys are clowns. I think these guys are just, just being a bunch of trolls. Let's just look at their channel. Oh yeah, big girls don't cry. Yeah, a bunch of clowns. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Created your channel May 7, 2021. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. We get it. We get it. All right. We get it. We get it. We get it. We understand it. So I find this so hilarious. Well, I find this so hilarious, dude. Let's look at this guy. Oh, look at that. Created a channel June 9, 2016. Martin F. Only 2 subscribers, 2 videos. Yeah, these are clowns, So I don't know why you guys just wasting your breath and time on these clowns. That's what they are. They're clowns. I know these clowns, man. I already live inside their heads. I've been living inside their heads for 12 years, and I continue to live inside their heads while they're miserable, miserable individuals. But let's just be real here, okay? Let's not. So is it? Let's not waste time addressing these clowns. These clowns, all right? The whole 67%. Listen, PS5 Pro, here's the facts about the PS5 Pro. And this is the facts that you can go look directly from Mark Cerny. Mark Cerny was kind enough to explain to you what PS5 Pro is. It's no different than PS4 Pro. Just slightly a little bit more powerful, but not powerful enough to do something extraordinary, especially for a huge behemoth like a next generation Grand Theft Auto 6, which is a very complex game. Okay? They already wasted $2 billion on that behemoth. It's a very complex engine, all right? So you're trying to tell me that the PS5 Pro can work some miracles. Now, if PS5 Pro can work some miracles, I'll be among the first one to buy it. I think I even left a comment here. Hold on. I think I left a comment to this troll. Hold on. To this troll. Big girls don't cry. This is a troll. So I just wanted to put this troll where it belongs, in this little troll box. Go back to your little troll box, all right? Go eat your cookies. Mommy's calling. Hopefully she has a milk. Hopefully it's not expired milk. So here's what I replied to this, And John, don't waste your time with these. Don't get engaged with these trolls, dude. That's what they want, man. They're trolls. They have nothing going on in their life, man. They're just miserable human beings. They got nothing going on. The only thing they got going on, it's me. I'm the reason they even exist, is me, okay? Because they're watching me. And I'm honored that they exist because of me. I'm their father. Although I did not create them, but I am their, they worship me, basically. All right, so you just have to understand, these guys, these individuals, they worship me. Okay, but I feed them once in a while. Like once in a while, I'll open the comments and I'll feed them a little bit. Okay, I give them a little bit of, of food once in a while. So don't engage with them. Okay, they're trolls. That's what they do. I'm only making this video to get some clicks, to reach the algorithm. I know what I'm doing. This is not by mistake. This is done by intent. My intent was to get you guys all riled up, and I knew the Grand Theft Auto 6 is that one way of doing it. And you guys clicked, and you guys got all, clickbaited down here, and you did exactly what I wanted you to do. Okay. I don't do anything by accident. Okay. Everything that I do, it's calculated, well thought out, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I need you guys to get me to the algorithm, so I knew exactly what to do. But anyway, that's because I'm smart. I'm a very smart guy. Well, how do you think I made it this far, 12 years? Because I'm so stupid? No, because I'm very intelligent. I'm intelligent enough that I can get you guys dancing as you are dancing right now in these comments. Hula hoop, hula hoop. And you will be dancing on this video as well. Hula hoop, hula hoop. Okay, so I just saying this to you, John, because you're like a reasonable guy. You're a genuine guy, and I see you're smart enough to know. So John 1:30. I think it's from the Bible, right? John 1:30. Don't engage with these clowns. Big girls don't cry, which is a troll. I replied. And this is probably the best comment that I can leave. Only Rockstar and Sony knows if RDNA 2X with 32 groups can render all the moving parts in GTA 6 at 60 FPS 1080p. You don't. Wait till November 19th. As I stated on my video, if PS5 Pro can achieve 60 frames per second, I'll be among the first one to buy it for 1,000. Now, that's only if I can find it cheaper. If I can find it cheaper, right? If I can find it for like $700 at the GameStop, I don't care if it's scratched up, if it has fingerprints and scratches on it. I don't care. As long as it works, I'll be the one to buy it. I don't even care if it has like a paint all over it, brushed fingerprints. I don't care if there's like cockroaches in there. I don't care. As long as the PS5 Pro is working, I'll buy it for like $700. Of course, it's better to pay $700 than $1,000. So I would rather pay $700. But I will buy PS5 Pro this holiday season if PS5 Pro can achieve 60 frames per second. I'm a man of my word. You will see me unbox PS5 Pro before November 19th, and you will see me play Grand Theft Auto 6 on a PS5 Pro 60 frames per second, 1080p. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Why? Because technically that's just not possible. Even PC will have difficult time. You'll need at least like minimum 5090, dude, to reach 60 frames per second at like 1440p. You'll need a bare minimum 5090. Bare minimum 5090. I don't think you guys understand what behemoth this is. This is unlike, even the CEO of Take-Two Interactive said, people don't understand. This is unlike anything else we have created. You can't use anything else as a reference because this is a brand new engine that's specifically designed for GTA 6. And are you trying to tell me that the PS5 Pro can make this magic happen? Dude, I hope I'm wrong. But you see, at least I'm not justifying the purchase like some of you guys are. All right. GTA 6, PlayStation VR 2, not happening, Heisenberg. It's not going to happen, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's not happening, man. Again, you guys don't understand, like, this is unlike any other game. This is like behemoth, $2 billion behemoth. It's a very different type of beast that we have never experienced. So even on a next generation console, you are looking at like 1440p 60 FPS, and that's with a dynamic scaling. Even with a Project Helix, you're looking at 1440p 60. And that's not even a native 1440p. It's a scaled dynamic 1440p resolution. Look, before I end the video, let me just say this. Even on a Project Helix and the PS6, whatever they call the Project Helix, whatever the name is of the console, even on these next-gen console next year, you are looking at not even a native 1440p, not even native. You're looking at a scaled dynamic 1440p with 60 FPS. So the detail's not going to be that great. Yes, you're going to have 60 frames per second, but the detail's not going to be that great. You're not going to see that much of a detail because of the scaling. And they have to keep that scaling. It's going to be a little bit blurry so they can give you that 60 frames per second. I don't think you guys understand this. Now, anyone who understands the PC and GPU, ask Jay-Z 2 cents. Ask Jay-Z 2 cents. A guy who deals with the PCs, ask Digital Foundry. They'll tell you. Ask Mark Cerny. He'll tell you. I don't think you guys understand what it takes to render a big behemoth like this with all the moving parts. I don't think you guys understand that. So this notion that you'll be running 60 frames per second on a PS5 Pro, dude, that console will be sold out, bro. That console will... I don't even know if I'll be able to buy it, bro. Let me end the video by saying this. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to buy it. That console will be sold out. Just like that. I don't think you guys understand, like, what a big deal that would be. But I hope I'm wrong. Listen, if I'm wrong, dude, I'll buy it. I'll have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful Merry Christmas and a Thanksgiving. It will be a beautiful holiday season with 60 FPS. We're all going to be happy. So it's not like me trying to like act like, oh, I know it all or I am the smartest. It's not about that. It's about being realistic. It's about being reasonable. And you guys are not being realistic. Even though I know you are trolls, but I also know that you guys certainly have a PS5 Pro and you want to justify that £1,000 that you paid for a PS5 Pro. Listen, there's no bigger fanboy than me. I have two PS5 Pros, PlayStation VR 2. I'm sorry, not two PS5 Pros. I have two PS5s base. One is the PS5 Slim, the other is the PS5 physical original, and then there's the PS Portal, and then there's a PlayStation VR 2. If you look at my channel, there's no bigger fanboy of PlayStation than me. I even have my PlayStation 3. It's right over here. It's right over here. Okay? There's no bigger PlayStation fan than me. Okay? So I don't want to hear it. You're just an Xbox fanboy. How can I be an Xbox fanboy? I sold my Xbox Series X I traded in my Xbox Series X NS for Nintendo Switch 2. How can I be the Xbox fanboy? Now, I do appreciate what the Xbox is doing right now because they came back and they're doing great. But listen, I love PlayStation. Always been a PlayStation fan. People who know me, they know that. People in UK. I have a lot of people watching me in UK, United Kingdom. All right? They know I'm a huge Sony fan. But at the same time, I'm trying to be realistic. Like, dude, that won't be possible, dude. A 1080p 60 FPS, bro. Just, it ain't happening. Now, if I'm wrong, amazing. Great. I'll be very happy. I'm not going to be depressed or sad. Ooh, I was wrong. I'm not going to cry about it. Okay, I'm just going to go to my GameStop and see if they have a used PS5 Pro. I don't care if it's scratched up. I don't care if it's painted, or I don't care if somebody left a, I don't know, if somebody stuck a used dildo in there. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. As long as the console is working, I'll buy it used for like $700. I'll bring it home. I'll clean it up a little bit. I'll dust it off, and I'll enjoy, Grand Theft Auto 6, 1080p, 60 frames per second, upscale to 4K. I'll be very happy. I'll have a great holiday season. So, but guys, honestly, please, let's be real. Nobody knows. There's only two companies that know, Sony and Rockstar. And they haven't shared that information yet. Okay, so we don't know. As we get closer to the pre-orders, as the summer comes to an end, once we reach September, in September we'll have plenty of information, because September, that's it. We got 2 more months to go, September, October, and once the October is finished, man, November, that's it. We're almost there. So we'll have more information, I believe, by the end of summer. Okay, and if I'm wrong, I told you I will buy PS5 Pro, but I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I'm just telling you, I don't think that's going to happen, because I know what a huge undertaking that is, and the Rockstar doesn't want to sacrifice the quality, even if they could. They don't want to sacrifice the quality. Remember, they want you to experience the detail that they have worked so hard to present in this game, dude. They don't want you to experience some blurry, soft, blurry 1080p 60 FPS where you can barely see anything. Everything's so blurry. They don't want to give you that. They want to give you a nice, sharp, detailed image at 30 FPS. So okay, so before I end the video, so then what PS5 Pro will take the advantage of? I'll tell you what the PS5 Pro will take the advantage of. And this is most likely scenario that you will see. So keep your ears open, listen carefully. Here is the most likely plausible scenario. Come November 19th, here's what you're looking at, PS5 Pro. At the PS5 Pro, you'll be looking at high fidelity 1440p 30 FPS. That's it. There's only going to be one option, high fidelity 1440p 30 FPS. There's not going to be a performance mode. They're not going to have a performance mode. It's not going to happen. There's only going to be a fidelity mode, which is going to be a 1440p. That's the only mode that's going to come with. And it's going to be a locked-in 1440p fidelity mode, which is an enhanced PS5 Pro mode running at a dynamic 1440p. So what does that mean? That means, unlike the base PS5 1080p 30, you will have a little bit, again, it's not going to be a drastic difference, but it's going to be a little bit less blurry, a little bit less soft. You'll have a little bit more crispier detail at 1440p, upscale to 4K. But remember, it's not a native 1440p, it's still a scaled 1440p. And you're looking at 1440p 30. Now, is that still a good deal? Yeah. Hey, you're getting a good fidelity, you're getting a good detail at 1440p. The image will look a little crisper. The image will look a little bit more detailed, a little bit sharper. So yes. But it's not going to be a drastic difference. You're still going to need a Hubble telescope and a magnifying glass to see that difference. Okay, you're still going to need a magnifying glass and a Hubble telescope to see that difference. Okay, so then what's the point of paying $1,000 if you can't tell a difference? And you have to use a Hubble telescope and magnifying glass to see that difference. Now, this is the plausible scenario. Now, if by some weird miracle they can pull off 1900p at 30 FPS, okay, 1900p, that's very close to 4K. That's going to look really good. You're going to see a drastic difference between 1080p on the base and a 1900p on the PS5 Pro. There's that alternative as well. If that's the case, if that's what the Digital Foundry says, and they said, okay, it's going to be 1900p, 30 FPS, listen, I'm still buying it. I'm still buying the PS5 Pro. Why? Because that's going to be the best possible visual detail for me to experience this behemoth. And it'll be worth paying $1,000. But if it's only a 1440p and you already have a PS5 base, then you got to ask yourself, but dude, is this really going to make much of a difference? Me wasting my $1,000 or 1,000 pounds if you're in UK for only 1440p? I don't think it's worth it. But if they can reach 1900p, absolutely. That's an astonishing achievement. Absolutely. People will be buying a PS5 Pro because that's going to be the best experience. Especially upscale to 4K with HDR. Absolutely. But 60 FPS, don't dream about it. It ain't happening. That's all I want to say. All right, so I'll leave the comments on for this video as well, and I'm sure you guys will go back and forth. I love reading these comments, man, the way you guys go back and forth. But just remember, these guys are trolls. If a troll is going back and forth, that's what they do. They're trolls. Don't engage the trolls, guys. That's what they want. All right, just don't engage the trolls. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for to engage with you. That's what they live for. That's why they wake up in the morning to troll. They're looking for channels to troll, comments to troll. That's what they do, man. That's their job, you know. I only feed them once in a while. I open the comments and feed them once in a while. I haven't fed them in about 4 months. They haven't been fed in about 4 months, so I haven't fed them. But yeah, well, just a little bit after 4 months, just a little bit. Okay, here and there. All right, guys. Anyway, okay. Listen, like I said, if I'm wrong and it's running a 60 FPS, I'm buying it. If it runs 1900p, I'm buying it. But if it's only a 1440p 30, I'm not buying it because I'm not going to see a difference between 1080p and 1440p. I'm not going to see that drastic difference sitting away from my TV, both of my TVs, 7 feet away, and I got my other OLED, which is in the living room. Okay, I have 3 OLEDs. Actually, I have 4 OLEDs. I'm sorry. I have one in the living room. I have one in the office. I have one over here that was gifted to me, and I have another one over here that's E8 in the bedroom. So believe me, I got 4 OLEDs. All right, so. I won't be able to tell the difference between 1440p and 1080p sitting 7 feet away. So why would I waste $1,000 for something that I can see a difference? Now 1900p, take my money. 60 FPS, take my money. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. About the Grand Theft Auto 6. The game, it's coming. Listen, regardless, 60 FPS, 30 FPS, it doesn't matter. 1440p, 1080p, 1900p, it doesn't matter. What matters is the game and the experience. We play games for the games. We don't play games just for the visual fidelity. All right? What makes the Grand Theft Auto is the gameplay, and that's what I can't wait to play. Either way, I don't care that it's 30 FPS. I'm still going to enjoy this behemoth. You are all going to enjoy this behemoth. Now, if PS5 Pro can make some magic happen, hallelujah, hallelujah. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's wait. Let's wait and see, all right? So that's my video reaction to my video that I made. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.